want to go over three things that,
Okay.
that are, I think, important. One is the hashtag search.
Yes.
So if I'm at a convention and I want to do hashtag ID week.
Yes.
Number one. Number
Yep.
two, following at
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Right? So, or whoever it is, these key people. And then thirdly, the use of lists. Now, a lot of people, that's almost considered a bit of a sophisticated tool, but I find lists, if you can build a list of ID thinkers.
Yes.
And just click it, put it in a list, and then go and look at your list.
Right.
That's extraordinary.
So for
let's go through
me,
those three
absolutely.
and what works for you.
So when I am trying to target oncologists, it's hashtag oncologist. And then,
Oncologist or oncology?
well, so that depends.
I would probably do both if
Yeah.
I had enough room.
It
Or,
depends.
or hashtag cancer.
Right. So, plural, singular,
Yeah.
they're all hashtags.
And
You got
those
to
are
pick your
nuances.
poison.
You have to figure out what works, right?
Which one is trending the most. So, just keeping it simple, hashtag surgeons. And then what it is that I'm talking about. And then I put my key surgeons that I know will retweet. So Ben Nwome is usually one of them because I work with him.
Yes.
And it's good for OSU. So the other thing is, any place you work, you better
I was just going to say
assure.
academic affiliation.
I mean, you have got to realize someone's following every tweet you send, and never, ever use common sense. Say something negative about the place of employment.
Yes.
Or people, keep your tweets positive, and you're not there to voice political opinions and all of that. So, just assume it's all
Yes.
being read by someone higher up than you,
Right.
and you're going to get called in if you
Up the food
tweet.
chain,
Yes,
yeah.
so be responsible. And remember, whatever you tweet stays on Twitter forever. You can't take the words back, and that's why if you're angry or upset about something, that's not the good time to start tweeting. So I always assume my university, I know they are monitoring my tweets because I tweet a lot. And so, but I see it as an extension of representing my university in a very positive way,
yeah.
because I'm reaching a whole different audience than them, because I am the healthcare provider. I'm not the university or the hospital. So it's really a win-win, because they can then promote my tweets and they have a different circle of followers than I do. So it's all good. And it's promoting my profession. I'm a clinical pharmacist, and that's the way I promote our profession. So there is a strategy. So I use lists. So of course I can't remember everybody I'm following. So when I see a compelling article that is very targeted to GI surgeons or lung cancer or melanoma physicians, I have lists, surgeons, and then I just scroll down till I find the one
Yeah.
I'm looking for, and I include that person in my tweet. So that might not be but once a month that I target that person, but they know, oh wow, Debbie's sending me something.
Yeah.
And I know the tweet will get retweeted. So that's just kind of respectful.
Sure. No, I think respect is a good thing.
It is.
Sometimes if I'm watching TV or I read a clinical paper,
Yep.
I'll take the author's name, cut it or write it, and I'll put it into Twitter and see if he or she tweets.
Yes.
And if they tweet, boom, I follow them.
Right, right.
And sometimes I'll write them a note and I'll say, wow, that was a really interesting paper.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
And what happens? They follow me back.
Right.
So I think that reciprocal courtesy
It
is interesting
And
too
that's
with
how
Twitter.
you start making connections. And so when you go to a World Congress somewhere, all of a sudden you're like,
That's
I
you.
actually
Yeah.
know that keynote
Well, again,
speaker.
Again, that's in-network, out-of-network.
Yes.
Your out-of-network people become much more influential because they're functionally in your network.
Yes.
So I want to wrap it up with one other question about tweet chats.
Yes.
So I'm not real active on Twitter chats, but I think there could be a powerful tool, a fixed discussion that lasts for a half hour where everybody uses a specific hashtag. ID.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we have a couple, and it has proven to be a very effective way. World Antibiotic Awareness Week. The world is tweeting about responsible use of antibiotics. We're trying every way to connect with consumers, healthcare providers, patients. So the CDC is hosting a Twitter chat. So what that means is the CDC will post questions using the hashtag, so you have to know what the hashtag is. And then anybody around the world
Yes.
can tweet directly to medical experts at the CDC. When do we have the opportunity to
nowhere.
do that?
There's nowhere that
you
does
don't.
it.
You
Yeah.
are talking to the CDC. You could talk to the World Health Organization, so they do Twitter chats. In infectious disease clinical pharmacy, we have ASP, Antibiotic Stewardship Program chat. So hashtag ASP Chat. Tim Gauthier puts this together, and it's a focused Twitter discussion. So you have content experts that post questions, and anybody around the world. You can be a patient affected by MRSA, and now you have direct access to world leaders answering questions. Now, again, there's very, we're very cautious not to give medical advice. So if a patient says, I got treated with this, we're going to take that offline.
Right, sure.
But it's a very amazing way to connect.
Aside from the polling methodology on
Yes.
Twitter, which is a discussion for another day, you have sort of the instant gratification of seeing who likes it,
Yes.
how many hearts it gets, how many retweets it gets. So it's almost a certain validation that people are resonating with this.
And what's great is you can actually catalog it. So you can see, I mean, the CDC has a huge voice on Twitter. And so when they do a Twitter chat or a Twitter storm during Antibiotic Awareness Week, who are we reaching? Do you have patients and consumers asking them questions, or are they not on there? And then the other key important thing is, there's a lot of wrong information about healthcare and about antibiotics and vaccines and that. So some of those consumer groups that really, let's say, the anti-vaccine people.
Yes.
I'm in infectious diseases. I see how vaccines save lives. But there's a lot of people that don't believe in them. And they have a large presence on social media. If not us, then who to dispute that with medical facts? So, you really need to have a balance of both. So you can have medical factual data from the people who see the consequences of people not being vaccinated. So it's a powerful voice. Otherwise, that one voice that might not be accurate, whether it be about antibiotics, work for viruses, I take them all the time. Okay, that's not right. If not me on Twitter to go, that's actually not accurate.
Great.
Who's going to do it?
Excellent. Well, this has been fascinating.
So fun.
And I have one thing to say.
Yeah.
See you on Twitter.
Absolutely. Thank you, John. Well, thank you, John, for your contribution to this really great discussion. And on behalf of this panel, we thank you for joining us, and we hope you found this Contagion program to be useful and informative. Social media and infectious diseases. Thank you.